Hello dear friends, it's Wednesday, May 29th, and no, this is not my kitchen table or a hotel room. You guessed it, we're in Scotland at Queensbury, Port Edgar, near Edinburgh, or in Edinburgh. And my dear friend, the Reverend Dave McCarthy, is filming this. And we're standing out here in some pretty good Scottish weather. Lest you think that's the way it always is, yesterday we drove many miles and it was beautiful sunshine. But today there's a little bit of rain, but I'm really glad to be doing this. Well, I am in Scotland. I arrived on Saturday and Dave kindly met me in Aberdeen, and thus began a little bit of a tour which ends on Monday morning, next Monday. It's been a wonderful time. It started at West Hill Community Church. We were there. I was fortunate to stay in the home of the Reverend Ian and Heather Ferguson, who extended such a wonderful welcome. Got to meet with the leaders of West Hill Community Church, preached on Sunday morning, Sunday evening, and it was just a wonderful time. The chairman of the trustees took me golfing Monday morning, and in a golf course which there was only us on it, which meant that we didn't have to worry about the gallery roaring at our every shot. And then that afternoon, myself and Ken is his name, and Dave hung around Balmoral. I thought the fact that I've been sending these repeated letters after our synods to Her Majesty that there might be some special welcome, but alas, there was not. But it was wonderful to be there. Tuesday, we drove 550 miles or 880 kilometers, went to the tip of the Isle of Skye to a Wig. I can't say it correctly, but anyway, there we met a couple of priests from Harris and Lewis, had good fellowship, and then drove down and had supper in Glencoe with a wonderful couple, and then ended up in Edinburgh, where we're staying with Dave and Ali for the next few days. Well, my goal or my hope in these days is at the invitation of the Scottish Anglican Network and the Reverend Dave McCarthy, and on behalf of Bishop Andy Lyons, that's why I'm here, to seek and to visit these Anglicans who are experiencing what many of us in Canada and the States have experienced, whereby the church that we've been part of for years and loved has slipped from its biblical moorings, and it's required prayerful but action, and that's what they've taken. So for instance, this Sunday at St. Thomas's, there's the launching of a new church, St. Thomas's, and it will be a very important day, and it'll be my privilege to preach and to preside at Holy Communion, and also to lead this congregation through a commitment to the Great Commission as they begin this new church entity. Well, I will be also preaching at St. Silas's in Glasgow, meeting other leaders with them, and so that's what I'm about. And then on Monday, we'll be flying south to London to meet with Bishop Andy and Mandy Lyons before I come home. So next Wednesday, no doubt it will be in my kitchen again, but in the meantime, I just want to read you, because tomorrow is Ascension Day. And I love Ascension. I love in part because there Jesus, seated at the right hand of the Father, is reigning, is ruling, but he's also always interceding for us. And so in these few words from Acts 1, I conclude. It says, he said to them, that's Jesus, it's not for you to know the times or seasons that the Father has fixed by his own authority, but you will receive power when the Holy Spirit has come upon you, and you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem and in Judea and Samaria and to the end of the earth. And when he said these things, they were looking on. He was lifted up, and a cloud took him out of their sight. And while they were gazing into heaven as he went, behold, two men stood by them in white robes and said, Men of Galilee, why do you stand looking into heaven? This Jesus who was taken up from you into heaven will come in the same way as you saw him go into heaven. So in this time between the ascension and Jesus' return, we have a job, friends. And so I encourage you to search the scriptures daily, and every opportunity, open your mouth and speak about Jesus. God bless you.